Chris here, and welcome to a camera comparison between the Xiaomi 13T Pro, the iPhone 15 Pro Max, and the Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. So front-facing cameras right now, swapping over audio sources. We've got 20 megapixels with the Xiaomi, 1080p only, and the other two 4K right now, 30 frames per second. Stabilization across all of them does seem to be very good. Just going to jog up the stairs. Let's take a look now at those rear cameras. Main camera video, so we have 50 megapixels with the Xiaomi, 200 with the Samsung with our main cameras, and 48 with the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Now they are using optical and electronic image stabilization. Jogging ahead, which one has the steadiest? Video here, out of these three phones. Focus across all three does seem to be very good. And just to point out, I am on the latest firmwares. The camera lenses have been cleaned, of course. Ultra-wide cameras, so 12 megapixels. They're using electronic image stabilization, not optical. And the Xiaomi is only 1080p with its ultra-wide camera. So just like the front-facing camera, just 1080p. So there's a little bit of wind. We can hear which one is handling the wind noise the best. And as I pan around, we should not see any judders, any dropped frames or jitter coming through. Low light video now, so it doesn't look quite as good as daytime. The stability when I walk along, you can see sometimes a bit of jarring coming through the electronic image stabilization and optical, with the main cameras here 4K 30. So I notice that the iPhone still has a bit of that lens flare happening. See it? Looks like there's UFOs up in the sky. And the 13T Pro too, but the Samsung S23 Ultra, the best here, I think, for low light video, at least with the lens flare, doesn't really seem to have that issue. So I've got optical zoom maximum here, so no contest really with the 10 times with our Samsung Galaxy S23 Ultra. We can get in nice and close here. 5 times optical with the iPhone 15 Pro Max, and then just the 2 times optical with the 13T Pro. As I walk ahead, stabilization is the best to me on the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Right on, over to our stills now. So this is the front portrait mode. I think it's between the iPhone and the Samsung there. The Xiaomi looks just a little too overexposed. Rear portraits now, main camera, all did very good considering it was windy, hair blowing everywhere. But when you zoom in, I think the skin looks the best with the iPhone, the stitching. And here you can see the Xiaomi is a little overexposed. I think the skin tones in my daughter's eyes here, especially with the iPhone, are the best when taking portrait shots. And this shot here of my cat Vera. So the iPhone, when you crop in, you can see it captured the different shades of Vera's fur, the white fur especially, just a little bit better than the other two phones. I don't know what happened to the 13T Pro there. It was a bit of shutter lag. Ultra-wide cameras. The colors that are more correct are the iPhone. The Galaxy S23 Ultra is over-sharpening a little bit, and the 13T Pro photo is not bad. But the winner here, I think, is the iPhone. Zoom cameras now. So 2 times optical with the Xiaomi, 5 times with the iPhone, and then 10 times with the Samsung. And you can see, yes, the Samsung, of course, gets in a lot closer. Now, I criticize this camera quite a bit from Samsung. I don't think it's brilliant. The sensor, there's a lot of noise to it. I actually prefer the iPhone's 5 times. And what you would have seen before, the stability of that camera too is very good. The shot with our main cameras of the Harley looks very good across all 3 of them, and I do prefer the iPhone shot here, and I'll tell you why, because the colors were more correct. The Samsung photo is very good. The Xiaomi, well, also good, but it's just a tad overexposed, just a little bit too bright. So that's why I think it's between the Samsung and the iPhone, and of course it's all subjective, but I think the iPhone, because of the colors, is the winner here. Close-up shots now, basically macro. The 13T Pro, not very good. The focus isn't quite there, so it looks a little bit blurry, a little bit too soft. The iPhone, plenty of detail here. In fact, you can see the texture on the petals of this flower. It is that good, it's that sharp. But I do prefer, this again is subjective, is the shot here from the Samsung. I think it's a good combination there of just a very pleasant looking photo, the colors, the background blur of the rest of the plant, and just how it's focused on that flower, I do think looks great. But we do lose a little bit of the texture in the petals that the iPhone did get, even with those whites, and it didn't seem to clip the whites that much at all, just a little bit. Bright flowers in direct sunlight, very hard to capture for these kind of conditions to get all those different colors and the shades and the details and everything. Now, I think they all did fine here, but it comes down to the Samsung and the iPhone. I think the edge went there to the Samsung. The Xiaomi, while it's a good shot, it's just a little too bright, a little overexposed, and the focus slightly off there. This is where things get really interesting. So main cameras, night shot mode. Remember, the Xiaomi's half the price of these two other phones, at least on release. The iPhone and the Samsung looking good, but the Samsung, the sky's got a lot of noise, and I like the way the Xiaomi and the iPhone capture the night sky being black, as it should. But when you crop in now to the neon sign, well, backlit sign here in blue, you can see it's best captured with the Samsung. But overall, I think it's hard. It's between the Xiaomi and the iPhone because of the noise with the night sky, the way Samsung captured it. I can't give it the win. So that's why I say it's either the iPhone or the Xiaomi for this shot. Low light now with our ultra-wides, and I think that all three don't look very good. And yes, I have to pick a winner. So a lot of lens flare, just looks a little bit washed out with the Xiaomi, not so great. The iPhone, yeah, not too bad, but for me, I think it's the Samsung here that is the best, the ultra-wide low light. Another difficult shot, there's a lot going on. Look at the sky. This time around, the Samsung does a very good job of this sky when you crop in. Look at the different colors of those hats, the textures, the details, the sharpness, and just the overall, the white balance and the contrast and the brightness, exposure. Good with the Samsung. So that's my pick. I think Samsung just nailed this shot. Okay, so again, all of them looking pretty good here. We've got to give credit where due to Xiaomi. They're at half the price of these other phones, and it still holds up really well here. So the night sky looks the best with the iPhone, I think, and the way it's captured the La Barqueta, that blue sign that's lit up, and the details of just inside there, the interior, the menus looking a little bit better. So my pick is the iPhone for this shot. They have improved, Apple. Okay, so these are my findings here. I think with the vlog footage, it is the iPhone. It does look very good. The stability is great. The colors, the detail, and more true-to-life colors. This is also the same with the rear footage too as well, from the ultra-wide, the main camera, and even the focus camera. I think still the iPhone is the video king here. It's very good. But the microphones are kind of terrible with the iPhone. Not very good. The Xiaomi mic sounded really good if it didn't have any wind noise. So the Samsung had the best audio for me. Now, low light video, that went to the Samsung. Portrait shots, even though they're a little bit warm in tone, I think it's the iPhone that took that with the portraits. So then the main camera shots, just daytime, probably the iPhone because of the colors being a little bit more correct. And then sometimes the Samsung, but Samsung does over sharpen a little bit. The Xiaomi shots, while good, tended to be a little bit overexposed in places, a little bit too bright. Sometimes there's a little bit of shutter lag. They do okay, considering these other phones are a lot more expensive, Xiaomi, so you have to give them credit where due. And then finally, I think my pick for the low light stills is between the Samsung and the iPhone. I think the iPhone just took it with the colors, the white balance just being a little bit more correct, a nice balance in the details, the tones, and not having artifacts in the night sky, which the Samsung often did do. So thanks a lot for watching this camera comparison. I hope you like it. I put a lot of work into this, so do give a thumbs up, and hey, maybe think about subscribing if you do want to see more comparisons like this one.